Hey and welcome to my channel Cornflake, and today I'll be sharing my sketchbook.
Let's take it.
I've painted this cover in the speed paint. If you're interested, I will link it down below. And for this I wrote in when I started and when I finished it. And yeah. This was also a speed paint of someone's Draw This in Your Style with my original characters, Coco, Cornflake, and yeah, if you want to check it out, it's also linked in the description below. Here I have sketched down some ideas, also for something on Instagram, but I've never finished it. And yeah, here I wanted to do a challenge on my own, which I started but never really finished because I was unhappy with it. Yeah, and here is Widowmaker from Overwatch. Here I started with that challenge and I was thinking to make commissions, but I never really ended up doing that because my art is maybe a bit not too great to start commissions yet. Here I've painted one of my original characters again, which I've painted digitally. Mostly all of this is on my Instagram. If you want to check it out, my Instagram is also linked below. Then here I have some characters that I just drew for fun when I stopped this challenge, and all this washi tape you see was initially for that challenge that I wanted to make those things to draw it in. And this is one of my favorite pages. Just a girl I referenced the clothes of Pinterest, and I tested out some of my new markers. A skin tone set, which I pretty much drew almost all of it except purple, pink and a little bit of green. And here I drew Tailmon from Digimon with Pyomon colors and Palmon's plants on her head. Then here I had some ideas for some stream emotes from Overwatch, which I don't use and never really got to finish. Here I also started a character which I didn't like how I colored in the skin, so I never really finished it. And yeah, this I don't really want to share, so I covered it up, which is fine. You don't have to share everything from your sketchbook. And yeah, and here I pretty much just doodled a bit in class, or like in class break. And I really like this Roboter, and this is also an original character, as you can see in the front there, which I doodled. And then this is also a Digimon that I drew, yeah, Mimi. And here's some doodles and just some different eyes I tried out, and this was also kind of character I've drawn in the past, which reminds me also kind of a Digimon, so I kind of sketched her again. I think what helped me to get through this quickly was that I filled like sketchbook before quite quickly. I mean, I didn't care as much for it because it was like not as nice paper, so if you want to start out with something not as nice that you don't feel like you wasted, it really helps. And also the sketchbook wasn't that expensive, and in the end it's fine if you use it, because even if you do not as nice drawings, maybe there is still an idea you get for another painting, or you're just simply practicing, which is better than not to paint in it at all. So yeah, this is from, I wanted to do a YouTube video with it, which I drew just some simple drawings to a prompt, but I never really uploaded it because I thought it was not so interesting. This was just a character that I came up while sketching. It's pretty much a creepy witch with 3 eyes, and it's supposed to be like a smaller kind of cake, which is maybe at a haunted house or something. Then here I just really wanted to do painting or something with like this dumb, I don't know how you call it, but like a character sitting on it and like it being all kind of fantasy like, which I also never really finished, but that's fine, maybe I'll pick it up in future. And I just got that idea because we painted in class like outside from like nature. And yeah, here I also made some eyes and stuff. Yeah, this is like a doodle page of like Widowmaker and I guess another original character. And here I just tested some pens and stuff like that. Yeah, and here I just sketched straight with pen, without like sketching in pencil before, which also can be quite a good practice, and it would be for sure better to try out to do just like one line and be more confident with your lines. Here I also just like doodled a bit, and yeah, here I also doodled with one pen, just like without pencil, sketched before, and yeah, I don't have much to say else. Here I wanted to draw Navi from The Legend of Zelda, as you can see up here, as like a human, which also I never really finished, but I might like later on. And here I just doodled a bit. Then here we have that character again, which didn't turn out as creepy as I thought, but I imagine her also tilting her head and like singing a song, like a kid song or something. Here I just doodled like Powerpuff Girls, I think it was bored, and here's the Digimon again. I wanted to finish it quite quickly, so I also just doodled quite a bit without even doing all that finished stuff as I did here, which is completely fine. You can do what you want in your sketchbook. And here we come into the October challenges, which I made with someone on Instagram, which we wanted to draw witches. And I've drawn it pretty much before, and I think pretty much the rest of it is mostly something from that, which is quite fake. And yeah, I think I overdid my arm, that's why I'm not really drawing right now, because I have to rest it because it's hurting. Anyway, here I drew a witch from the prompt Moon, which I drew with my Ohulus, and I think I also used maybe my new Touch New, like a skin tone marker set. And I didn't want to draw on the back side because it quite bleeded through, and you wouldn't see much anyway if I drew something on here. This is the next prompt, it's Cloud. I drew a witch with a little sheep, which is inspired from my original character here. And yeah, I am still posting those. Obviously it's not quite done yet, October, so will probably be a bit spoiled here. So if you want to check out any of the drawings, I'll be posting them on Instagram. So this is the prompt Fruit, and by this challenge we also decided that we do like prompts that are from me and prompts that are from her, but obviously I wanted to draw all of them. And yeah, as you can see, the numbers up here say which October it is, so it's a challenge you don't have to draw every day for those who can't draw every day. So yeah, this is Candy. I think I drew it with markers and also with watercolor in the background, because I was getting like bored of just doing the same thing all over again. And I pretty much sketched them out all like kind of all together, did line work then for some. So it wasn't like I finished one piece and moved on to the next one. So I got like a bit of variety and what I felt like doing, which was, as example, just sketching or yeah. The next one is Autumn. The skin was like made with the markers. I think it was touch new as well, and the markers. And I drew a little bird and pretty much colored it in with watercolor, just because I was a bit bored, and it was also kind of quick, and as you can see it's not like as even as the markers, but that also adds some charm to it. Here I just sketched a bit on the background since I had like some space that wasn't quite bleed through, and here I pretty much also think I colored in everything with watercolor except the skin. And yeah, the background as well. I did some wash. I think I did it also with like leftover paint, so it's like not maybe colors I mixed up, it's just like leftover watercolor paint. Here I was thinking to join Catwalk's Cat October challenge. So this was like obviously before October. I was starting to paint those and everything. So I wrote down every prompt, and I'll be posting those as well. This is Dr. Witch with her little fairy. Then we have Pastel. Here I just pretty much pumped out my Posca pen because it wasn't quite working, and I'm not quite proud of this because a lot of lines are like colored up and not quite as neat because I was just rushing through it and I was kind of getting over it at this point. So it's not the best drawing. But yeah, I think some of them I retried just recently and I might post as well. So yeah, this is the Queen, also with Posca pen. Here I actually also didn't draw much. I decided to just let it be free. That page. Here I just doodled, and because the Posca markers don't really bleed through, I was able to use this page, and here I drew a modern witch, which I also have to say are not as great as the ones before because I kind of didn't try as hard, which if I would join a challenge now again, I would probably try to not rush through it as much and not try to finish every prompt and maybe do some of them better as this. And yeah, this one I quite like. I wasn't like coloring everything in, I was just like coloring some areas and kind of trying to blend with the Posca marker, and I just, I don't know, doodled on this page with similar color palettes. And yeah, it's the Witch from Love prompt, and here I just pretty much doodled my chair with my plushie, and here I just doodled some unicorn witches, which I also retried, which you're going to see in the sketchbook, because I was kind of like, I don't want to draw it in pencil and then go over it with line art and then do coloring. It's kind of getting a bit whack with it. Here I sketched some emotes for Twitch, which I don't end up using, and we're not really playing Overwatch anymore, so everything with Overwatch in here is like something I won't be using. And but we're playing Digimon games, so if you want to watch, I'll link our Twitch down below. It's my significant other and I. But we're not like wanting to stream, I think, every day. We just stream when we want to and have time. So please be sure to follow us, we appreciate it, so we can get notified every time we stream again. So this was Yin Yang, which I also didn't really wanted to color in properly and finish. This was just a cat pumpkin, looks kind of angry with its mouth. And this is the last prompt, Halloween. In a way I like it, but it's also like low effort, so I'm not sure if I really like it. It's kind of like sometimes I like it, sometimes it's a bit wet. So yeah, here I just sketched some hair. This was also inspired from Digimon, a character, like a woman character, which had such a hairstyle. Remember, I skipped through to this page as I was drawing the witches, and I just want to try to draw a lot without lines, and I ended up still lining this, which I think it looked better before, and as you can see the eyes are like really crooked and not not the same at all. So I retried it a bit, and up here you can see how it looks lineless, and in a way maybe I want to experiment with that a bit more, but the eyes always end up looking not as great if they're not lined, so I might try to just line them, but I'm not sure how I feel about it because sometimes it still looks weird if they're not lined. Here I was thinking to redraw that and just think about the hairstyle, if I want to change it, and I ended up drawing this, which is the front, and I tried to make it look good. And then I was like, reality follows expectation, because this turned out way better, even though I just drew on the backside because the marker was bleeding through. So I was like, okay, let's retry it without, you know, worrying about if it looks good or not, and it actually ended up looking better. Here I think I just sketched some girls. I like to draw elves, and I also painted over it with watercolor. If you don't know that tip, with watercolor, the graphite doesn't like smear on the next page if you draw over it with watercolor. And this page I quite like. I think here I did art rate. I'll link her Instagram below. It's iguana.arts, I think. She's a really nice person and she draws really nice, so please be sure to follow her. And this was a free request. I also lightly wrote her name down here. It's Chili Jumble. I'll link her down below as well. She also does great art. I decided to do like 10 free slots for like requests. I told it as commissions, like free commissions, but if it's not paid, it's called a request, as someone told me in the comments. So I still have 7 slots free for a free request. If you want anything drawn by me, be sure to DM me over Instagram. This was her like Iguana Arts request. You can see the face is quite different than the rest because I was trying to, after I sent it to her, I was trying to draw, like to shade with watercolor, and it just went overboard with the face and it looks whack right now, but she got the better version before, so I'm glad I made a picture of it before. And here we go into the cat prompts. I just did them with like pencil before and then drew with fine liner the cats, which I think I'll be skipping through quite a bit because I don't have anything to say to them. I quite like this cat, it looks cute with its popcorn. What I got from my art teacher was that I should not draw them in like portraits as much, because I'm not really drawing them in action or anything interesting, because you can do way more if you like draw a cat playing tennis. You maybe see more what that cat's character is like or something like that instead of just a portrait. So yeah, I tried to do that in the end a little bit maybe, but it's definitely something I have to experiment with. By this prompt urban cat, I was like urban, like urban dancing, but I was actually googling it as well, and it's like, I think something about your city or something, but I wasn't really drawing that because I was unsure. So yeah, here's the pumpkin cat, and here I did draw this in your style, also from Instagram. And here as well, again from Iguana Arts, I drew her, draw this in your style. I often like to just sketch in beforehand and draw it digitally then. So yeah, that's also on my Instagram if you like to see how it looks finished. Here again I was drawing some Overwatch stuff which again I won't be using, and here I drew just an elf with one eye to fill up the page. Here I used my Tombow brush marker and I just drew her in a bit so she's not looking so plain, and here I just drew shapes and tried to draw something from it. And this one's funny because it's like a demon dog and I was like experimenting with it here again, like drawing that same demon, and then I was like, it looks like a puppy, like it has like one teeth. I don't know if you can see that so well, and here you can see it, and I was like trying to make it like a dog and then wagging its tail from excitement, and I was like, it looks like Wi-Fi, so I drew it as a roboter with like an antenna for Wi-Fi. So yeah, and those squiggly lines I just did to make the page a bit more interesting. And here I just started drawing something which I never really finished, which was like an idea from someone which told me she liked the painting from someone, and I just tried to kind of draw it from my imagination. Here's the Assassin's Creed logo, which I wanted to paint on a sketchbook cover for my best friend because she likes it. So yeah, it's a sketchbook. Like the sketchbook I want to draw on is one I made in my school on my own, like with binding and everything. As you can see, this is also a binded sketchbook, so it lays flat, which is nice. But it wasn't even that expensive. It was even cheaper than some other sketchbooks I've bought. And here I decided to join another challenge again, not for October. Which I started digitally, and this is already prompt like, what is it, 4 or 5? Which I sketched and wanted to draw digitally, and here I continued that. Just did sketches and some color inspiration. And I have to say, I didn't finish this. Like in my sketchbook it is finished with every sketch, but digitally I didn't, because I decided to draw more realistic, because I'm not quite happy with my art. This is, by the way, the same demon dog as before, and yeah, so I'll be drawing more realistically, I hope, in my next sketchbook when my arm feels better. And I was also finishing a lot of those paintings digitally with my left arm. I am right-handed, by the way, just saying. So yeah, I think I finished up until tier, which is like still prompt 21. I'm not quite sure. I think I finished this, but I didn't continue those. And this is like enchanted, which I wanted to make one point like blue and the other one like yellow. This is again my demon dog with its tail. Train, which I wrote crayon because I wanted to make a crayon train, which I obviously didn't finish, as I said. And here we have disguise, which is supposed to be that demon dog with just like a hat and tie. And here we have bubbles. Then cut, which is supposed to be just a knife and like blood on it. Because yeah, October. Here I drew from reference as well, a bit like inspired from reference, especially the hair, because obviously I don't draw hair like that. Which is Draw This in Your Style on my Instagram if you would like to join. The deadline is the 6th December 2020, and I'll be drawing prizes. So for like first place, I think full body. Second, I think bust, and third chibi. And for everyone else, I'll be who joined drawing a small drawing that they wish for. Yeah, here I just drew her again with simpler hair, different clothes. Here's the demon dog again, just sketched. I think I pretty much wanted to finish this quickly, and here I just drew her before. I'm not sure if I drew her with my right still or with my left hand, By the way, I told that I finished some prompts with my left hand, but the sketches in here are pretty much, almost all of them are done with my right hand. And here I just drew with my left hand some like hair, and this one was also drawn with my left hand. I was making a post on Instagram like, oh, I'm taking a break, but I think it was a bit unnecessary to post because I actually have posts to post in October pretty much every day. So yeah, here I redid the unicorn one, which I almost like better than the ones I've did before. Just like this is a bit weird, and the stripes maybe as well. Then here I did the modern witch again, just with my left hand, like sketching and just a bit of marker, like Tombow marker. And here the yin yang with some witch hats and stuff. So yeah, I think I'll be posting this as well, along with my other as well. And yeah, here I just said thank you from a sketchbook. Those were like the touch new markers, and in general like testing of different markers, how they like lead through. And this I used quite a bit for referencing. When I wanted to draw with my touch new alcohol-based markers. Here I wrote some Digimon down, which I'll be maybe drawing for like a future project or something, which I won't tell yet. Maybe I'll share it. And here I just drew by, and yeah, this is my pocket, which I have some stuff in here. I just made it on my own. It's obviously not the best. Those were the little doodles I was talking about that I wanted to make a video, but I deleted it. Those are the prompts up here, as you can see, and the house again, I drew it as well in my sketchbook. Just tried to draw it with marker, and I didn't really want to share it because it's kind of whack. And I feel like just speed paints are maybe not the most interesting, because I'm also someone who likes to draw along as someone talks about their process in painting or drawing or their sketchbook tour. So yeah, it's maybe more interesting. So yeah. Yeah, here I also did some tapes on it that were just left over, and yeah. In a way they're cute, but I don't think they're like worth sharing with a speed paint, and I already deleted the footage anyways. So yeah. And here I have a little swatch sheet of my Uhubus and Touch New. I think I'll be taking this onto my next sketchbook because I'll probably be using this as well. And yeah, this was my sketchbook tour. And I think I'll be drawing on my cover for my sketchbook as well. I think this will be quite a long video. I don't even know if anyone will be watching this, but I think I'll maybe include a small speed paint of my next sketchbook as well, the cover or something. So yeah, stay tuned to that. Okay, so I just quickly wanted to say I wanted to draw on this cover like water, because I wanted to practice way more like drawing realistically, and I also want to practice faces and stuff like that. But initially, before I told myself I'll do that, I wanted to draw a simple heart on it, fitting this tape. I think I'll be doing that since I don't want to overdo myself and like spend quite a lot of time on this. And yeah, I just want something simple, and I'll probably draw with my left, so it's also not like I have the most control. I'm not too used to it. So I'll be just doing something quick for the cover, and I hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll go over to speed paint now. Okay, so it's not really perfect, but I think I'll leave it at that right now and maybe decorate it more later with like Posca pens or something. I just wanted to say thank you if you have come this far to watch, and a little self-promotion. I have some free adopts and as I mentioned before, requests, so you can request drawings from me if you really wish, and yeah, be sure to check out my Instagram, and thank you so much. And I also wanted to ask if you have any ideas, comment down below. I have an older sketchbook which I have here, which has like worse paper, and I was thinking to do like sketchbook slam thing because I still want to finish it, and it has like older art. If you have any ideas what to fill it with, comment down below. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye bye.